Back against the record machine. Might as well fucking jump. So I'm going to keep doing this just to get it documented into the domain, because the liars that are here. This is the Dust Bowl. It's so bad at my house you can't even sleep. I live out west. You know, just blow your nose. It's just pure black. It's not smoke. Well, it's part smoke. It's Dust Bowl. We're living in a hellish Dust Bowl in Utah. I wonder if Kamala Harris and Pence on the fence, the reconstructionists, even fucking notice. Oh, it's so fucking bad. You know, and this is October when, I mean, one of the best kept secrets on the face of the earth is northern Utah. Look at this. Where's the mighty fucking Ben Lomond? Weber State, they're open. Yeah, there's 3 people here. They're open, all right. Pseudo de facto America. So the Dust Bowl. So I got to finish this story I was talking yesterday. Jesus coming back. Jesus coming back. I want the best of both worlds. Tune in to what this place has got to offer, because you might not be here again. So, go military industrialize fucking war pigs. So, I grew up here. So, when you were in junior high school, I was a half miler. I ran the 800 against me. I just don't used to go at it. So, anyway, I was an artist. I drew the yearbook covers, all the thing, blah, blah, blah. Really just loved it here. You go to seminary. That was part of the gig. Well, it wasn't really on the school, but it was on the school. So I remember, had this guy, and he would just cry. He'd go on these rants, and he would just cry and say, I can guarantee you Jesus will come back in my lifetime. And I used to argue, and I said, how can you guarantee this? How do you know this? You have a vision? Oh, and he would go, I said, well, let's bet. Let's bet. Let's bet. And he said, well, I'm not a gambler, but I'll bet you. And I said, why don't you tune in? Why don't you live your life for, here and now? This place is grand, it's beautiful, it's spectacular. We live in a special place, in a special time, the 1970s in America. Music, the art, the culture. What a joy we got to live in that. We were socialists. The tax rate on the 1% was 97. John DeLorean lived here. Free Christine this place was a fucking gem. The environment would take your breath away. It was spectacular. The animals were everywhere. The biggest mule deer in the world, the biggest fucking elk in the world, the biggest flocks of fucking migratory birds on earth, more songbirds than anyone on fucking earth. Fuck, what a place we gotta live in. My point to this, he bet me, he guaranteed he would go on. I saw his obituary in the paper this week. Well, maybe Jesus did come back and we just don't know. Well, if he did, he got a lot of fucking work to do. Because this place is toxic as hell. Look at this, look at this. And if you get up high, and I'll get up high, it's a fucking horrific guy. And I'll just date it, Ogden, Utah, October 7th. I'm headed down to the debate. I'll get by with the research PhD. It's important. Historic PhDs, because they've hijacked academia. Academia is a fucking clown circus. It's a joke. You got to go rogue and go freelance, because they captured it all. Ask Aaron Swartz, MIT Media Lab. One of my favorite trees. I got drunk right there with Edward Abbey. Fuck. That's back when the drinking age was, they didn't care. Fuck these self-righteous fuckers now. So here's how it works. You hypothesize the knowledge. This nuclear disaster at Fukushima is going to push this energy. It's going to create a whole new world. It's going to change everything. By the way, I changed the calendar to, you were at 3,500 days, I believe, today. 3,505. By the way, where was Eddie Van Halen 40 years ago to the day of his death? Here in Utah. I was there too. So, hypothesize the knowledge. It's going to release this energy. We don't know what it is. It's going to create a heat source over there. It's going to create a heat bubble over the Western Eye. It's going to kill the tide pools. It's going to collapse the salmon. It's going to cause plutonium, a fire fucking source. The atmosphere is going to catch fire. It's going to turn fucking Utah into the molded grates of fucking wrath. It's going to turn the Western United States into a toxic fucking hellhole. Then you got to do the field work. You've got to record it in history, in time. You actually have to do the field work. You have to do it as it happens. Record it in real place, real time, and put it into the library. Then you defend your work. Then the rest becomes the new knowledge. That's what a real PhD is. That's what I've done. The rest of these fuckers are total 100% fuck. They're not PhDs. They hand them out like fucking toilet paper. It's a corporate fucking whoredom. So it's so fucking well, it's going to be fucking 85, 86, 87 degrees here today, tomorrow. 20, 30 degrees above normal. Oh, it's a toxic fucking hellhole. So, and I'm just going to tag them. Hog in Utah today. So, because I was talking out of the jetty to these young group. I give a lecture out of the jetty. These young people, and I'm like, well, how does this end? It's easy. Fuck, it's so bad. It's so bad. When all the baby boomers and echo boomers are dead. There we go, that's what we got. F-35s. Because they're fucking so socially engineered into a fucking cattle chute. We have well-petted hippie greenwashers going to be the next King James to the fucking left. And we have American manufactured Jesus lying freaks to the right. I never forgot that argument with that fucking... He was a creepy fucking self-righteous piece of shit. You know, one of those. Do as I say, not as I do. So there's a picture in the paper this week. Whoops. Missed that one. Stay tuned.